First job for us today, we're going to install a new outside light from scratch with a PIR. Without further ado, we've also got another job to go and do in the afternoon where we've got a first fix for a media wall. Enough chatting, let's get into it. Move that over. Actually, I think we'll move that over. Yeah, we'll do that. Trying to move the tile to get into the access, but we couldn't. The tiles wouldn't budge. We had to cut an access panel out in the corner, which I think is what we're going to do today. Good thing about the cold weather is the GoPro doesn't overheat. So good. Perhaps wondering what we're trying to do. When we come in originally, we said we might be able to get the cables through without having to cut out an access panel or anything. Now coming back, looking at where the switch was and where the light was, I was kind of like, yeah, we're going to have to put an access panel above, we'll do our joints up there. And I was like, yeah, no problem, that's absolutely fine. But just as I was about to, I started drilling upwards, and just before I got too far, I kind of had a look again and was like, do you know what, that switch and where the light's going isn't too far away from where the cavity is. So now what I'm trying to do is get the drill bit down at an angle into that cavity, send the rod down and send the camera in the other side to try and catch it. At the moment it's proving to be a little bit difficult because there's loads of insulation in the cavity. It's kind of blocking my field of view. What I think I'm going to do is just have another measure up just to make sure I am hitting where I need to be hitting, because the rod's going in, but I want to make sure it's not going down. I want to make sure it's going kind of at an angle round that corner to where that switch is. But it's a bit tricky. Ultimately, if it doesn't work, I'll seal up the holes that I've made and then we will still go upwards. It's a gamble. I wanted to give it a go because then there's no damage and it looks really good for future jobs. You know, we can do it without damage. People usually come in and cut holes everywhere and customers don't like that, but yeah, I'm going to finish my coffee and I'm going to carry on. Right. Chains through. That was hard. Moment of truth. This comes off. I am going home. Come on. Oh, thank God. Right, careful with the switch. Close that door for now. Right, to go up, I'm going to fill these gaps, absolutely fill them, just as an extra precaution. I'll put some sealant around it, just so no water gets down into it.
pressed him right.
So you're still changing
I
it?
was like, yeah, we are changing it.
The shorts, but the wind kept blowing the camera over. So and it's going to be a YouTube video, like, and the caption's going to be, "Did I break the regs?" And the thumbnail's going to be illegal ?
Right.
Lovely. Done. And when I tell you that was a pain in my backside, it was. But ultimately, jobs like that I really enjoy, because there's not many people that can do that, go in and do the job without causing any kinds of damage. When I went to quote it originally, I actually did say to the client, I said I should be able to do it without any damage, but I may have to cut a hole in the corner. And then when I turned up and re-evaluated, I was like, look, I'm probably gonna have to cut a hole in the corner, the switch and the light position ain't matching up. And they were like, yeah, no, that's absolutely fine. But as I started drilling for the top, I kind of had another look again and was like, no, do you know what, we'll get this. And ultimately, after a couple measurements, feeling about the camera for ages, I managed to go at an angle through the cavity and catch it through the switch and then pull the cable through. Now, there's going to be loads of you in the comments probably telling me that what I did was wrong. However, I don't think I broke any regulations. Everything's to the book. Everything is even in zone. When you look at it, the 150 corner, where the light is, everything's in zone. And some of you might say, yeah, but you ran the cable through the cavity, bridging the cavity. Well, how else are you going to get outside lights and outside sockets in? Now, ultimately, from scratch, you might have done it differently, but to avoid causing any kind of damage to the property, this was the option that I opted for. And the client was over the moon. No making good to do, no painting, and she's got a nice new fancy outside light. If any of you are going to wonder where the camera's from, it's actually from TikTok. So if you're on TikTok, you can check out my showcase, it's in there. If not, you can probably get it online somewhere. It's called I think it's called an inspection camera, so check it out. First fix for a media wall. Anyway, without further ado, like and subscribe, please. It really helps. And let's get to the job. This might be quite tricky, this one, because these sit. That's all being covered by acoustic panelling, so it doesn't need to be patched back in. That is essentially the first fix done. Cables are in. It's going to be a void behind the unit, so they'll come through, they'll be poked through. It's my friend doing it, so he knows the score. Then I'll put sockets in the cupboards when I come back. That one I haven't cut out because it's better leaving it like that. And when the acoustic panelling goes on, I'll cut it out. then I could put a box flush rather than it being really deep in the wall. But yeah, I've just got to shift that over the telephone point, probably move it up and join it just so it's, I might even join it like that and just kind of tuck it in a little box. Not sure yet, but oh yeah, and join that as well, so that leg there's live. And yeah, check out the LED lights. I didn't quote it to do the LED lights, but I said I'd take a look at them because they're not very user friendly, and if I can give any advice I will, but yeah, see what happens.